Hello and welcome to Crowforest Reviews. So at long last we come to the daring adventures of Captain Proton and his defeat of the evil and fiendish Dr. Chaotica with the assistance of the clever and treacherous Arachnia, Queen of the Spider People. This is Star Trek Voyager, Bride of Chaotica. So the episode doesn't waste any time getting to what we came here to see. Opening with the Captain Proton title card with lightning flashing in the background as the narrator announces the title, Captain Proton, Chapter 18, Bride of Chaotica.
The Adventures of Captain Proton, Chapter 18, Bride of Chaotica.
I need a title card with lightning on it. So it turns out that the preview-like sequence that we just saw was actually the inaccurate recap that Tom Paris and Harry Kim, as Captain Proton and Buster Kincaid, were watching on the view screen of their rocket ship.
Chaotica fires his fiendish death rays. His rocket ship bursts into flame.
We didn't burst into flames in the last chapter. Why are these recaps always so inaccurate?
Heh, it's funny 'cause it's true. Seriously, have you ever seen the original Flash Gordon serials? The recaps are completely inaccurate. Every single time. So Tom and Harry start Chapter 18, and they're immediately hailed by Chaotica, who has captured Constance Goodheart and plans to sacrifice her to Arachnia as a wedding gift. Constance, for her part, has this to say. I'm pretty sure that's her only line in this. And she delivers it with such passion.
Proton, we're receiving a transmission. It's Chaotica.
Ah!
Captain Proton! Surrender!
Not a chance.
Captain Proton! Surrender! Not a chance. You surrender. No, you surrender. No, you surrender. No, you! No, you!
You'll never get away with this. Oh, but I shall!
You know, it's the use of archaic words like shall that really cement this guy as a villain. Seriously, when was the last time you heard a non-villain say shall? You'll never get away with this! Oh, but I shall! And thou willst henceforth boweth beforeth moi! Okay, now you're just making up words. I mean, sure, boweth is a word, but shall? Come on!
You escaped from my death ray once, but you won't survive this!
Oh no! What new fiendish weapon does Chaotica have trained on Proton now? What could be more powerful than his mighty death ray? Oh, he's just using his death ray again. Why? What makes him think it's going to be any more effective this time? Maybe he's thinking of the inaccurate recap when it actually did work. So Chaotica fires his death ray at Captain Proton's rocket ship, causing Proton and Buster to crash land on Planet X.
We're coming in too fast. Brace for impact.
And they make their way to the underground caverns that connect to the palace.
Planet X looks kind of familiar. What was the last place we went to?
Mines of Mercury.
They're identical. Sets were expensive.
I can attest to that. Sets are very expensive. Why do you think I reuse mine so much? Though, you guys are on holodeck, so what's your excuse? Welcome to Planet X.
Where's the last place we went again?
The Mines of Mercury.
They're identical.
Well, sets were expensive back then! They're still expensive! They're really, really expensive, So anyway, as they continue to walk through the recycled sets of the Mines of Mercury, Harry comments that at least there isn't a volcano this time, just as a volcano appears in front of them.
At least there's no erupting volcano this time.
Tom,
Damn it, Harry! You just had to say it! At least there's no volcano this time. But there's something very odd about the volcano. The top has a distinct bluish glow to it, despite all the surroundings being in black and white. Tom tries to end the program, but to no avail. So thinking they might be able to figure out what's happening by checking sensor readouts, they make their way back to the rocket ship.
Halt! In the name of Chaotica!
We don't have time for this.
Stay!
Well, that's not very sporting of you.
Halt in the name of Chaotica.
I don't have time for this.
Oh!
Rude. Meanwhile, on the bridge, things don't seem to be going much better, as the ship has been caught in a layer of subspace.
Sensors show that we've entered a layer of subspace.
Which, I'm sure means stuff. Back with Tom and Harry, Tom tries to tap into the transporter system through the holographic interface in the rocket ship. Harry monitors the growing subspace distortions on the ship's view screen. I'm still just stoked there's no volcanoes this time. Oh wait, did I say view screen? I meant periscope. Why does a rocket ship have a periscope? Down periscope? Anyway, Tom manages to activate the site-to-site transporter, and he and Harry beam out of the holodeck. So after giving the absolutely ingenious idea of getting out of Voyager and pushing it out of the subspace distortion that they're stuck in,
Maybe we should just get out and push.
Tom is subtly booted out of the Ideas Committee as everyone starts working on Captain Janeway's plan instead. Seriously, how did Tom Paris ever make it through the Academy? Oh wait, he didn't. He was kicked out for pulling that stunt with Wesley Crusher before being imprisoned for conspiring with the Maquis. And he's only here because Captain Janeway felt sorry for him. I guess the real question is, why does Tom Paris get a field commission rank of lieutenant, while Harry Kim, who finished the academy and has no criminal record, has to settle for the rank of ensign? And for that matter, given that Tom Paris's rank of lieutenant is only a field commission, why does he get to have the regular rank insignia on his collar when all the former Maquis officers, even up to Chakotay, have to wear the alternate rank insignia indicating field commission? And while we're on the subject... Okay, I'll shut up about it. But these are legitimate concerns I have. So, anyway, where were we? Oh, right. So back on the holodeck, two guys in business suits come down out of one of the distortions, and are immediately captured by Chaotica's goons and brought before him. So realizing that they've encountered a space megalomaniac, they concede that First Contact is rather ill-advised and try to beam out. But only one of them makes it, as the other is vaporized by the guard's ray gun, causing Constance Goodhart to repeat her one line. Meanwhile, in the mess hall, Captain Janeway is in desperate need of some coffee. Black.
Coffee. Black. I'm only going to say this once. Coffee. Black.
I'd point out how you actually said it twice, but I'm far too scared to do that. Here's your coffee. The bridge crew try to escape the subspace rut, but to no avail. Then, upon noticing a power drain coming from holodeck 2, Tom Paris and Tuvok go to investigate. But upon finding that there's no one left alive who might be able to answer their questions, Tom decides to repair Satan's robot, and try to get some answers that way.
Invaders from the fifth dimension. Invaders from the
calm
fifth
down.
dimension.
Invaders! Invaders from the fifth dimension! Invaders!
Invaders from the 5th dimension! Satan's robot just keeps babbling on about invaders from the 5th dimension, and Tom realizes that aliens of some form must have somehow come through the subspace distortions. And sure enough, the distortions have started waging war on Chaotica's palace.
The 5th dimension.
The 5th dimension! Meanwhile, in Astrometrics, 7 of 9 has established a visual link with the holodeck so that they can monitor Chaotica's war against the aliens. And she mutes the feed.
Arachnia, queen of the spider people, you have not responded to my summons. Don't...
Wow, you just muted the monologuing megalomaniac. Rude.
Full power to the death ray! Arachnia, queen of the spider people,
In an attempt to get some answers, Tom and Tuvok go to the rocket ship to check the sensors. And of course, it's a telegraph machine. Of course it is.
Intercepted communications between Dr. Chaotica and Arachnia. Stop. Chaotica at war with aliens from 5th dimension. Stop. Must strike now to disable Death Ray. Stop.
First a periscope, and then a telegraph machine. Wow. The future of the past was dumb. Telegraph machine. Stop. Why is this a telegraph machine? Stop. A frickin' telegraph machine.
Stop. Eat a cracker and stop.
Anyway, while Tom is reading his ticker tape, Satan's robot starts going off again about invaders, just as one of the business-suited aliens steps onto the rocket ship. Tuvok tries to explain that it's all just a simulation, but the alien doesn't buy it.
You are the illusion.
Awkward. According to my scans, it is you who are the illusion. No, you're the illusion. No, you're the illusion. Your face is the illusion. No, your face is the illusion. The alien shoots Satan's robot and escapes, leaving Tom with a very awkward report to give to the captain.
Damage. Require maintenance. Help. Help.
Damaged. Require maintenance. Help. 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 Help.
And now an armed conflict has broken out between these aliens and Chaotica's holographic army.
Yes, ma'am. His army of evil.
You know, you really didn't have to specify that it was his army of evil, but I appreciate that you did. And that disinterested monotone just really sells it. A+ performance. So after what has to be the strangest conference in Starfleet history, which is really saying something, they decide that the only course of action is to help the aliens to defeat Chaotica, having the Doctor act as their liaison since he's photonic. But they're going to need someone to play Arachnia in order to get close enough to Chaotica to disable the lightning shield.
Who'd you have in mind?
And of course, Janeway gets the short straw, beating out the far more qualified candidates of 7 of 9, Tuvok, and Chakotay, any one of whom would have made an excellent Arachnia. So after receiving the strangest mission briefing of her career,
It helps to say things like, "The clever fiendishness of your evil plan is brilliant."
Captain Janeway gets ready to play her role.
This is how you've been spending your free time?
Well, I've been studying how past generations view the future. Didn't work out quite as black and white as they imagined.
In more ways than one.
Thanks for the briefing.
I'll see you at the Fortress of Doom. And remember, you're the queen.
And remember, you're the queen!
Three more of our spaceships have been destroyed.
Full power to the death ray.
No! Power up the death ray! Increase power to the lightning shield! Throw rocks at them if you have to! Rocks!
Citizens of the fifth dimension, your feeble attacks are nothing but pinpricks to me.
No! Citizens of the fifth dimension, why do you have to be so mean to me?
So Janeway enters the scene as Arachnia, and she starts right in on the flattery.
I've always admired your clever fiendishness.
Well, someone was paying attention during the briefing. Not Tom Paris, but someone. Janeway goes around the throne room asking about Chaotica's various contraptions, as a means of segueing into asking about the lightning shield.
It's good that you have your lightning shield to protect all of this.
Yes, as long as it is electrified, I am invincible!
After which, Chaotica finally shows her his infamous death ray. Hey, I need a death ray! Where can I get one of those?
Are you tired of constantly having to overpay for your death rays? Do you wish that there was a more reasonable option out there? Well, no more. Come in today to see our wide assortment of reasonably priced and still very high quality death rays. Finally, you will be able to give that better death to your enemies that you have been wanting for so long, and at a reasonable price. So come in today.
You'll give a better death for a better price. You deserve it. At cons.
Chaotica continues to show Arachnia around the palace, even allowing her to sit upon his throne, which she finds to be quite comfortable.
Somehow I feel comfortable here.
Join me, and you will have your own chair, one adorned with the most precious jewels and the softest silk.
Don't the precious jewels kind of negate the soft silk? Those cannot be comfortable to sit on.
Please.
Why, thank you. Yes, it's quite comfortable.
Join with me, and you will have your own throne. One adorned with the most precious jewels. Even though that sounds rather uncomfortable, but it does keep the butt cheeks nice and firm and hard for battle, like Klingons do.
Do many of your kingdom's battles revolve around butt cheeks?
You'd be surprised how much of an upper hand a firm butt cheek can give you in battle.
But of course, Chaotica isn't done monologuing yet.
It's just that the air itself seems to vibrate in your presence.
The air itself seems to vibrate in your presence. Much like how air itself vibrates regardless of your presence.
Truly, you are the master of compliments.
Janeway agrees to marry Chaotica so that he will lower the lightning shield in order for her guests to arrive. And thus we get another title drop.
The day you become Bride of Chaotica!
Together we will rule the cosmos, and you will be Bride of Chaotica!
That's really dull.
That's me, by the way.
Meanwhile, the Doctor, posing as the President of Earth, meets with one of the aliens and outlines their plans of how to defeat Chaotica. Then, back with Tom and Harry in the rocket ship, Tom decides that he wants to delete this guy.
Space drive. Check.
Check.
Destructo beam. Check.
Check.
At access holodeck controls, the first thing I do is delete this guy.
Delete this guy.
Yes! Please delete this guy!
Check. 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 If we ever get out of here, the first thing I'm going to do is delete this guy. Delete this guy? Wait, no. You can't delete this guy. This guy is me. I'm the most lovable row bunny there is.
No, you are not the most lovable row bunny. That
That's not even a thing! What are you?
It's just that, as a fellow ruler of the cosmos, I often have to do things myself.
Because of the incompetence of your inferiors, no doubt.
Something like that.
And of course, you as a fellow ruler of the galaxy must share my frustrations with the sheer incompetence of our underlings.
Alas, yes. Truly, the performance of our underlings can be so under.
I'm glad to know that this is a universal problem.
It is so hard to find good lackeys these days.
But together, you and I can disable the lightning shield. Rule the universe.
Yes. Ah, yes, but to only undo the lightning shield that I could conquer this palace. Wait, this is my palace. Why would I?
Don't ask questions.
You're trying to trick me.
Would I, Arachnia, queen of the spider people, ever sink so low as to try to ensnare you in a tangled web of lies?
Give me a second. I have to think about that one. No, of course not. That would be completely out of character.
Exactly. Yet you besmirch my reputation by saying these things. Well, there's no apology except to possibly lower the lightning shield to show that you trust me.
Would you accept a my bad?
Well, in the absence of lowering the lightning shield, I'll take what I can get.
Majesty, Proton is preparing to attack.
What? Captain Proton is preparing to attack? No! Feel free to join me in my no!
Janeway takes advantage of Chaotica's momentary distraction to knock out one of his guards and take his ray gun, but Chaotica traps her in confinement rings, which was, what, item number 2 on Paris's list of things that could be done to her? Meanwhile, back on the rocket ship...
Activate the Destructo beam. Big button in the middle of that panel.
Destructo beam!
The other panel!
Fire Destructo beam on my mark! Just hit the big button in the middle of that panel. The other panel!
That was bullshit!
Back in Chaotica's palace, Janeway uses Arachnia's pheromone to brainwash one of Chaotica's minions, and thus she manages to escape the confinement rings.
I don't know how to tell you this, but the wedding's off.
Chaotica, I don't know how to tell you this, but the wedding's off.
Janeway uses Chaotica's microphone to contact Paris in the rocket ship, and the Doctor fires the Destructo beam again, destroying the death ray and electrocuting Chaotica.
Arachnia to Proton, do you read me?
Fire the Destructo beam on my mark. Now!
Arachnia to Proton, do you read me? Arachnia to Proton, do you read me?
Fire Destructo beam on my mark! You have not seen the last of Chaotica! And thus they manage to defeat Chaotica, and he'll never bother them again.
And you ain't gonna miss him. Well, maybe a little bit.
Oh God, I'm gonna miss him so much!
Stop! You're giving the slash fickers material!
Good! And with that, the view screen thingy that Chaotica has in his throne room for some reason says the end. Before laughing maniacally and adding a question mark. Hey, they just ripped off Batman the movie! What the heck? So that was Bride of Chaotica. How was it? This episode is a classic. One of the best that Star Trek has ever produced. Or at least the most fun. It has everything that you could ever want in an episode. Murder, intrigue, clever fiendish villainy. It has it all.